Hi guys, welcome back to MedVenture. Today I'm joined with Yezen, who's an internal medicine trainee and founder of Quesmed. So to begin with, Yezen, what is Quesmed?
So Quesmed is what we call a next generation question bank that integrates really high quality questions with Anki style flashcards and also notes so that people can integrate lots of different types of thinking. And we use a lot of cognitive research and educational research to try and help make learning more efficient and more effective. So the idea is that you go through lots of questions and you understand how to develop your own understanding of medicine. And then the questions themselves link themselves to flashcards and link themselves to notes. So it sort of becomes this sort of constant recycling of information and helps you to develop your skills so that you eventually become a doctor that understands not only how to treat patients and manage them, but also has important facts. It also understands how to sort of read evidence and how to sort of use that for their treatment of their patients. So it's an integrated question bank platform.
Mm. So like, for example, right now I just had a formative exam on like SBA style questions, short answer questions, drag and drops. Is that how Quesmed works? Do they have like mock exams, mock questions? In terms of the questions, what are they like?
So the main sort of thrust of the platform is a single best answer questions, because those are the questions that most medical schools use. So currently on the platform, we have around 5,500 clinical ones and also 1,200 sort of preclinical or basic science or early year questions. So that's one side of it. And then the other side of it is flashcards, of which we have, I think now about 15,000 sort of Anki style flashcards. And then over sort of the next couple of months, and we have done in the past, like we do some mock tests here and there. So mainly sort of for certain exams like finals, pharmacology, biology, stuff like that, like very specific mock exams for people who have exams coming up.
So where did the idea of Quesmed come from? Because like honestly, like I was having a look at some of your questions. I follow your Instagram. You post daily questions, daily answers, daily cases. Where did the idea come from, and how did you put it into action?
So the idea came from there were two sort of main inspirations were when I was at medical school. So as you know, I went to UCL. I qualified. I started 2010 and I qualified 2016. The first sort of thing that pushed me was that I felt that there weren't enough good quality resources and practice questions for my preclinical studies, particularly things like physiology, pharmacology, and neuroscience to a certain extent, biochemistry, all that stuff. So what I did actually was I started a educational tutorial program, which I think is still there at UCL. It's called the PAC scheme, which I think still runs.
Yeah.
And then so I started that, and I was like, and now we ran sort of maybe every month or every month we ran like 2 lectures on an evening or something like that for a whole year, and it was really good. Everyone really liked it, but everyone kept saying, oh, we want questions, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's a fair idea. I mean, it sounds like questions are really important to get people to understand things, and it's a bit more interactive, etc. So we actually initially started our bank as a sort of preclinical, initially pharmacology question bank, mainly so that for people in the year below to sort of learn and stuff like that. And it was very, very successful. And then as we grew up, we started using lots of the question banks that were available for clinical students. And then I think we realized, me and my co-founder, Stefan, that lots of the current question banks that are available are not really reflective of exams. And they focus on like either really niche details or some things that are not relevant, something a bit old-fashioned, a bit repetitive. So we were just thinking, okay, why don't we just use all our experience and all our knowledge of educational theory and an actual knowledge of medicine to create a really powerful question bank for clinical students. And then we developed it, and now people have appreciated it, I think. So those are the sort of two big steps for us. But the whole point, I think, was the fact that students just didn't have enough interactive, high quality resources throughout medical school. We wanted to fill in that gap.